The last for last. Here we are. I wanted to go first. Nobody stole any. I mean, but Coach had got close. Santia. I mean, if Rehab, like I said, is always this close to being on a list.
Mhm.
Like I say that first album, Southern Discomfort, with the rapper, because it was rapper, and then Danny was like the singer. He sung the hook, and then the guy rapped.
Mhm.
And so that dude left, and so Danny just went on by himself with it, and he's still doing things, and he'll bring in people now, like kind of like features. They'll be part of the band for an album or two, and then they'll move on. That'll kind of like help them build their career enough so they can move on. It
Mhm.
all seems like it all ends amicably. Nobody's pissed off at each other. They just move on. But yeah, good list indeed. My number five, like I said, I kind of went with a combination of Coach's tactic and then a combination of just bad songs. My number five is, like I said, the '80s movies were great, were epic, but none of them were good influences. These teen movies, and they're doing all kinds of shit that would get us arrested. We were kind of talking about it before. If anybody else would have done that, they would have been arrested. But so, and then the song that became the greatest theme song was "Don't You Forget About Me." That's the theme
Mhm.
song to the Breakfast Club, and it's by Simple Mind off their '84 album "Once Upon a Time." And like I said, that whole movie, great movie, but well, I always get Pretty in Pink and the other one of the
16
other,
Candles.
yeah, 16
Yeah.
Candles, the one where the guy gives his girlfriend to the little scrawny dude and his car, and he takes his girl. She's passed out. I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. That would be very creepy even then. But of course, we didn't notice that shit. Yeah, I mean, I think it was Sweet 16 that
I don't have an answer.
or Pretty. I don't know. I get them confused. But definitely Breakfast Club. Like I said, you couldn't smoking the weed in the library, breaking the glass, and I mean, come on. But that song always reminds me of all the '80s movies, and I can't think of one '80s movie that had a positive impact on anybody. I mean, other than a good time.
Lost Boys.
Most bad influences are a good time. I mean, if you're doing it right, if you're doing it right. My number four was a new one. I'd never heard this one before, and I don't think I was even really searching. I mean, I didn't type bad influences into the search. I had a list full of songs already in my head, and so I kind of went off of those. And so I think I was taking a break, a purge from it, and just letting the gods of the Spotify play me music. And this one came on. It's called Mojo by the band Peeping Tom,
Mhm.
2005 self-titled album. The name alone, I didn't catch the name of the band until after I already fell in love with the song. Peeping Tom, that's probably not a good thing to do. That's a bad influence. Don't do that. But the song's talking about first, it's I mean it hands down one of my new favorite songs. Just the music is phenomenal. And it starts off, the verse or the chorus is like go smoke, that's fine. Go take your shots, and then go fix up, and then it kind of escalates, getting, I'm like, okay, we could have just stopped there, but they kept going. So drugs are
Mhm.
bad. We don't condone it here. But new song, great song. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Awesome.
Sweet.
My number three, my number two, and my number one are ones I looked back at when I was a impressionable young youth, and what I probably shouldn't have been listening to. And so this one came out in 1989. I was 10 and probably shouldn't have been listening to Two Live Crew, Me So Horny.
Mm.
Probably shouldn't have been listening to that. Oh, that the cover alone captivated me. Just, four beautiful dark-skinned bouteilles just was like, ugh. Very nice, very nice. And this album just released. It released February 7th, a couple days ago in '89, obviously. And
Mhm.
they got into a lot of hot water. This was the album that got them banned in the USA. They got brought up on obscenity charges for their lyrics and their album cover, and women would get on stage and take their clothes off, and so they got in trouble for that, because the powers that be uh, thought it was them. They're dancers up there stripping, and so the live version of this that I found, the only one that the original version isn't even on Spotify. I
Mhm.
find it not under them. I had to go find the original version, but they had a live version on there, and they're like, at the beginning of it, they're like, Phoenix, keep your clothes on. Because I mean, they got arrested, and they had it. If any shop owner, if any record stores sold the album, they would get arrested for selling porn. They had a few of them in Florida because
That's so crazy how everything was so censored not even that long ago.
yeah,
Like, it wasn't even that long ago, and now it's just like, important stuff is censored now.
yeah,
Like, things that you should be able to say and hear are censored, but this gratuitous sexual debauchery is just, like, free for all for
yeah,
everybody to
yeah.
look at. It just flipped.
All right, my number two and my number one. Not only I probably shouldn't have been listening to them, but they actually got into trouble for their content as well. They got blamed for a lot of things being a bad influence.
Milli
My two and
Vanilli.
my two and my one were both blamed for the Columbine thing that happened there. I don't want to say the other half of it, but what happened at Columbine, and but my number two is "Everlasting Cocksucker" by Marilyn Manson. This is off of the '95 "Smells Like Children" album, and this is I probably found Antichrist first, but then I went back and bought this one, and this is the album that got stuck in my CD player. Marilyn Manson possessed my little black GMC that I had for several months until I learned how. I mean, this was before we had phones and internet was still a pretty new thing. I had
Mhm.
to disconnect my battery and then it spit it out. But I didn't know that, so I just listened to this album, and this album, a lot of weird. It's kind of like a Willy Wonka, evil Willy Wonka, so a lot of that.
Mhm.
And I mean, the song is "I am the god of fuck, I am the god of fuck," and it's just a very, very, very bad influence. I mean, you
I
probably
used to
shouldn't.
I used to like watching his interviews though,
Oh yeah,
because
no,
he was definitely I remember the first time somebody asked me if I heard of Marilyn Manson, and I was like, "No, I've never heard of her." And they were like, "No, you've never heard of Marilyn Manson."
yeah, yeah,
Boy. But yeah, his interviews were always so like he is such an intellectual,
yeah,
which is what pissed people off more, is this wasn't just some dumb dude
yeah.
running around with his satire. He had something to say, and as gratuitous as his music was, a lot of it had such a point, and a lot of it was just against the religious oppression.
It definitely was a major theme in the beginning, and I mean, still is. I mean, he I think he's well known that he's batting for the other team there. He's playing for the devil, but and again, I mean, he's so smart, and the music. I mean, if he made crappy music, I wouldn't have liked it. But
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
was even weird. But I mean, even the stuff that he's coming up with today, he knows how to make money. He knows how to make good music,
Mhm.
and I mean, I think it's genuine. And like I said, all the trouble he got in, it's like, come on, you didn't read his autobiography, the very first
Mhm.
one. You could have found out very quickly that you probably don't want to marry this guy. I mean, come on.
Coming back from the beginning, women love
Yeah, I mean, he
assholes.
never claimed to be a good guy, so that's
Mhm.
probably not a good role model. But my number one is not a good role model either, Mr. Eminem, 1999, the Slim Shady LP. And the irony of this is that he's poking fun of the fact that he's getting accused of being a role model, because I mean, he never claimed to be a role model. It's like, yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
go do all this stuff that clearly he's not doing, but just to poke fun of it and poke the bears. And like I said, they both got pinned with the Columbine stuff. I mean, they took a lot of heat from it. I think they even did a song together after that. Just
And they blamed it on Marilyn.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Middle America.
yeah.
Where
Now it's a
was
tragedy.
Barry?
But yeah, Role Model's just some fun. And then, like I said, the whole album could have been my continual or my tentative for that one. If Coach would have picked that one, I was going to go with As the World Turns, which is another good one.
That's why I said a ton of his are that kind of thing where, you know, basically what you just said, he didn't ask to be the, yeah, I mean, like with even like guys like me that, which I guess I don't want to say old enough that I loved his music, but I don't know that I was ever like heavily impressioned by him. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
we live two way different lives. I mean, like besides the party thing, that would be
Yeah.
the thing, you know, the partying aspect of it. It wasn't nothing about like, yeah, I don't know.
And then I definitely blame him for my urge to eat mushrooms. That was definitely
He did
definitely
make it
Eminem's fault. Which I mean, hey, if that's the worst, you know.
well, and the blue and yellow purple pills.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of craziness going on in the day. I did take things like that to the excess, very excess. I was, I mean, Hunter-esque wannabe here, you know, for quite a while. I partied like a rock star.